"Mum," she says, can we? Her mother, preparing her expression, tolerant, calm, finishes drying the jug, wipes her hands, glances at her new chestnut-coloured knee boots, breathes in, looks up, and at Eve's sullen, plucking face, she feels her smile fade. "Mum," she says. There is chocolate on her chin. "Later, love. Soon. Ask your... Victor, didn't you want her for something?" Victor, with an air of hermit-like patience, has been watching the men's game from above. "Gerandiv, surely," he says, and then remembers his daughter. "Come on then. Stand here, where you can watch them." There is a thin black shelf running along the wall of this semi-country kitchen, above the fireplace. It matches the beams exactly, and, like her father, Eve must bend her head slightly to fit beneath it. She is not particularly tall for her age, but with this baby beam, and the babies playing under the table, she feels like a giant. "Dimitas," says the junior dean, Potson, whose hair is too long and trousers too short, and who wears, whenever possible, a monk's habit instead of normal clothes. "Mugger," says a thin man from America, almost as tall as Eve's father. "Query?" says Eve's father. He stares at the thin man for a long time. He doesn't seem to realize he's being rude. The thin man's sharp smile does not wobble. "Old Norse, Muggy," he says eventually, sitting back on his heels. Eve's father narrows his eyes. She must distract him, or he will grow crosser, like water boiling. And when eventually they force her giggling sister from under the table and into the car, their journey home, which could be full of night and adult conversation and the strangeness of the fields, will be a long, angry rant, and her sister will insist on resting her tickly Rapunzel hair against Eve's knees, and Eve will be unable not to pinch her, and it will all be black. The other mothers are talking as if they're friends, which they aren't. Her mother is fatter and prettier than any of them, particularly the one she is with now, who is tall and unfamiliar in awful clothes. The mother of the Roman catapult boy. She looks like a Roman herself, thinks Eve. But she has at least made Eve's mother laugh by hiding her chocolate in a boot by the door, and has smiled at Eve and shown her a woodlouse which Eve, unfortunately, squashed. Eve is not in the mood to be charmed. Her mother is laughing again, although she said all week she was dreading this party. Are they talking about her? Eve concentrates on the game and tries to feel her brain work. Her brown fingers pull at the stitching on her collar. "Sula." Her father's eyebrows are a question mark. "Gannet." "For God's sake." "Daddy," she begins, ducking her head out from below the shelf, and, with a terrible crash, like the end of the world with her in it, something smashes all over the tiles at her feet. The air goes thick. The room is still. She has the attention of every adult. Confused, she smiles and sees they are waiting for her to speak. What?" Her lips feel like wood. I didn't," she begins, because it seems expected, although she knows for certain that it was nothing to do with her. There is a horrible pause before everyone leaps into life, like statues animated. Green and brown and hands and trousers speeded up, as if seen from a roundabout, and the china that broke, splinters of icing and dark red glaze, is piled carefully on the kitchen table. It had been a plate, someone says, and Eve's mother is repeating, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry," and all Eve can think is, how strange. She is sure she'd have seen the plate if it had been on the shelf above her. Besides, how could she have smashed it with just a turn of the head? It cannot have been her. They are all terribly mistaken. However, there is now a frenzy of clearing up and comfort, and she realizes, from the way that no one looks at her, that the plate was precious, and everyone thinks she broke it.